What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. And yes, we also read chapter 1133. We got a discussion topic for you. If you're new to the show, you're unfamiliar, that's Kev. I'm Corey. We talk about One Piece, the episodes, the manga, the chapters, the people, the places, the things, all that. And today, we are talking about the flashback from the Big Mom Whole Cake Island arc 836. This is brought up because Gerd was speaking pretty fondly of Big Mom, or kind of like nostalgically of Big Mom. She was like, too bad she did that unforgivable thing. I thought to myself, like, how much of Gerd and Oimo and Kashi and all them did we, not Oimo and Kashi, but Gerd and all them did we see in Big Mom's flashback? It was a lot. Like, they're main characters in the flashback. They just weren't named yet, which is crazy. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what happened in the flashback. Now that we have more perspective on Elbaph, we can kind of like flesh out some of these ideas of stuff that we're seeing. So, yeah, let's get started. Kev, you recently
Yeah.
watched the Whole Cake Island arc, so you were pretty familiar with these. You also watched it
Yep.
in English, so that helped. Anything stick out in the flashback to you?
It was just kind of awkward. I didn't like how the parents kind of dropped her off here. It almost seemed deliberate that they chose Elbath specifically to leave her on. So it goes to like a question for me. It's like, why did they choose this island of all places? Did they know the history of Mount Carmel, Mother Carmel, on Elbath? Maybe. Um, I mean, great questions. Obviously, we'll find out in time. But now that we're getting into Elbath, we can kind of link back to the flashback that we saw and kind of link everyone together. And they may all have a touching spot for Linlin because again, people at home, she was 5 years old when she destroyed Elbath the first time. She was a child, so it wasn't really. I'm not gonna blame her for it.
Yeah, like they're all Nick Jr. age right now. Like,
Yeah,
not Oimo and Kashi, they're a little farther
sure.
in the back, and then you have a trainer, but like Haruden, Gerd, and Goldberg are all here, and we're assuming they're around the same age of Linlin.
Gerd is about 12 in this area.
Okay.
Goldberg and Harding are around the same age, but Linlin's 5.
Yeah,
So they all may look 12 because Linlin's the same size, but she's 5 and they're 12.
which
So
is such an anomaly
crazy.
again because it's like, yeah, maybe she was always a giant, but now she's even large amongst the giants. You know what I mean? Like, she's supposed to be the people right there on the bottom of the screen in the back. She's supposed to be they size, actually half they size, because they're also like 12.
Exactly. Exactly.
But not only is she larger than a giant that would be her age, she's larger than a giant that would be their age. So it's
Hmm.
kind of crazy. She also has the power to back it up, but we do get to see some dynamics and some scenery in this flashback that kind of we get fleshed out, like where the giant rocks were and where this is compared to everything. This is
Yes.
obviously in the well, that was in the help me out with the realms, Kev.
Oh, the underworld?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So it goes underworld, sun realm, heaven realm. But yeah, her parents dropped her off in the underworld, and she kind of like just kind of scavenged around for a while, and then she eventually came across Mother Carmel, which may have been a great thing for her actually. I don't feel bad for her, but
Yeah, honestly, well, as far as for Big Mom, that's best case scenario is run into Mother
yeah,
Carmel. This horrible,
yeah,
this worst case scenario for other kids, best case scenario for you and the Giants because they praise her. I mean, they do. We saw the whole thing with the soul fruit that she has,
hmm
the fire, homie that she made, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's like the sun god." This is the sun realm. Maybe the
yes,
sun
yes.
god is a giant from here, and it's named after him or something like that. I don't know. Just a thought.
So the people we're missing from the today pirates of the Elbaph pirates is Road. Road does eventually get born along the same time as Loki. In the same flashback, they actually praise it. You have Harding, who's off to the left here, who's training with the guy that I don't know. Maybe you know him. I'm not 100% sure. I don't recognize him. Gerd is up front here, and then off to the right here we have Stannis, Omo, and Kashi, and they have a flashback where they're talking about their captains that are at Little Garden, Dorian Brogdon. So we have all the main characters here, and so I'm excited, and I'd like to hear your thoughts, maybe here in the chat as well as Corey's. Do you think Linden's gonna come back up here in Elbaph?
I like to think so. I like to think Linlin would be somewhat accepted by the new Giant Warrior Pirates. Now, it would end there. You know what I mean? Like, every other giant would be like, no, what do you even got her here for? Like, oh, just throw her back there in the underworld with Loki or something like that. They can figure something out. But yeah, I do see her factoring back in, especially like with this flashback. Like, we are now seeing the new Giant Warrior Pirates. These are the exact characters. Like, this could be the scene right now where Goldberg's getting the shield. You know what I mean? Because he's not seen here, but he is notably skinnier in the past. So there is what happened there. Not really like a what happened there. Just like there's usually stories behind this kind of thing. Like, what happened, bro?
His shield is a homie, so that is something.
And he did not have that.
He didn't. He had a sword, and that was it. Yeah, agreed.
Yo, you think Big Mom gave that to him before she left?
Had to, I think.
Well, how much time passed?
Well, she was immediately after she caused terror here. Like, she was immediately
Streisand was like
the
one doing the talking. Like, okay, well, we'll get out of here. Just okay.
Yeah, you gotta leave, and then that's when they finally found somewhere else to live, which is fine. I don't mind that part.
We also got to figure out what Streisand was doing. Like, the guy that found Big Mom. He also found her after she ate everybody, so that means he was on Elbaph, but he was lost on Elbaph because he didn't have his crew. We do know that later he is on the Rocks Pirates with Big Mom because he's still like her Sir Jorah. You know what I mean? Like, that's all my references are going to be for the next 4 months, y'all. I'm sorry. I just started watching it. That's all my references right now.
I love it. Because I get it. For me, it's a throwback. For you, it's brand new. I love it. It's cool. I like that.
But yeah, we are definitely going to see like some of these people play a part. Like Oyama and Kashi, when they hear about, they brought up Big Mom to Luffy and the Straw Hats, and they were kind of like, well, not really. We didn't beat Big Mom. We didn't do nothing. Yeah. But I guess we were part of that.
Well, it's like LeBron James joining the Lakers. If the Lakers win, it's LeBron James and the Lakers. So for me, when you join the Straw Hats, it's Luffy, and you're just a part of the Straw Hats at this point. You're not Captain Kidd. You're Straw Hat Luffy's like underling. Because he's the one in charge.
Even Howard believes that full-heartedly. You know what I'm saying?
So when the Straw Hats freed Wano and beat Big Mom and Kaido, it may not have been Luffy, but Luffy gets the credit. But Luffy doesn't want it. That's the thing. Is I love that. I always love like when thank you. It's like no, don't thank me. I didn't do much. Like, he's just pretty down to earth.
So really quick before we move on, let's go over all the new Giant Warrior Pirates and like Oyama and Kashi and how we think they would react to Big Mom being back.
Dude, are we on the same wavelength? I was about to ask the same exact question.
Bam.
Yes. Who has a soft spot for him? Is kind of what my question was gonna do.
Well, let's start with Gerd. Let's start with Gerd then. Yeah. I feel like because there ain't a lot of chicks around right now that we see.
Sure.
So like Gerd and Big Mom, like Big Mom had to be her little sister. So imagine if your little brother did something unforgivable. That would be kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So I feel like she would be the most open to hearing Big Mom.
Very
Seeing
true.
that Big Mom has like that mental handicap where she some kind like still loses it, I think that would cause some strife. Like that would give like Gerd PTSD. So that would
Okay.
be like a thing where it's like Gerd would have to go through the journey of being like, nah, maybe she lost. Maybe she is lost. Yo.
Well, because it sucks. It's like it don't. She only saw what happens after you don't feed Big Mom, and that's. It's like okay, then feed her. Like,
Yeah, but
like I feel like I don't know. I get it. Like at the same time,
a celestial dragon would say, right about now, that ain't the easiest thing to do.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
Agreed, agreed. But I think she will have a soft spot. I mean, again, she's like 12, so she may feel like some PTSD toward it, but at the end of the day, she also understands that Big Mom was half her age, and so maybe she didn't know what she was doing. And I think the same thing could be said for Goldberg.
Yeah, I think Goldberg wasn't. Was she present? I think she was. I mean, he had to be present. He wasn't present
I
in
think
this
he had
scene
to be.
right here, but it's like he had to be present. They're burning
I also
everything
think,
down.
yeah, that, and I also think him carrying around the shield even today may be like a hint toward, hey, no, I carry the like I don't know. If you destroy my house, I'm not going to carry around something you gave me. So at the same time, it's like it could be a great
That's why I
memento
think it's
for him.
I think it's a Mother Caramel thing, like one of
Oh,
those
okay,
things.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm
I
still
like
under
that.
the impression that like he was like kind of a weaker kid compared to
Hmm.
like most giants. So he needs something to help him stand tall, and he kind of kept that.
That's fair.
Especially if like what you're saying is like that's the last of what I got from my house. I ain't dropping it.
Exactly. Like you ain't gonna take this from me.
And these homies, as you can see from Zeus, like they can grow in size, so it can grow with the kid. So as long as like Big Mom, nothing happens to Big Mom, I guess the homie will be okay.
Yeah, and if it is Mother Carmel's, I do like that because that would explain that. Well, I guess never mind. I guess that adds more questions for me.
For me, it
Um,
explains why it's still working because like since she directly ate Mother Caramel, like
yeah,
nothing, like
agreed.
there's no off point. You know what I mean? There's no like pause button. It was just like, oh well, we'll just keep going now. I guess the energy's just
Right,
flowing
right,
out.
right. That was the question I had was if you just kill Mother Carmel and then her power reincarnates, maybe all the souls, the homies disappear then. But since she went from one power user directly to another, like you said, there's no off time. So maybe it may have been a Mother Carmel homie, but it was never turned off.
And
So that is interesting.
I don't think these general homies that she makes, like, I think that's just her power. I don't think it's hockey infused or anything. I think like
Hmm.
her weird ass Nen powers, where it's like, if you're afraid of me, I could take life from you. I think that's
Yeah.
hockey infused.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you so I'm gonna go to Road at this point. Road I don't think has any ill temper toward her. She was kind he would have been a very like young newborn at this point. So he may not have a personal observation of Big Mom, but he would have grown up hearing stories of how the old elder was murdered by a 5-year-old. So he would probably have some ill feelings toward her.
I would like to make a video about that. Just like where it's probably gonna be short, but it's like where's Road in these flashbacks? 'Cause
Yeah.
we've seen some of these guys a couple of times in these flashbacks, but not Road. Um, but yeah, I think Road might be one of the most unforgiving though, because he is very pro giant, as we can see. So he'd be like, and technically she's a human. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like Road would. Yeah, actually, now that I think Road's gonna have like more disgust for the idea of Big
Mm.
Mom, like a human that grows larger than us. Like what the hell? Between that and Luffy's Gear Third, like there's gonna be some. Road's gonna have to like come to terms with something. Like, guess what? Like, guess what? Humans. I guess might be better is the lesson. I don't know.
And so, and I think one or two of these characters that were the new giant warrior pirates are gonna be pro Loki as well, which then kind of comes into, for me, why would Loki step toward Big Mom and offer his hand in marriage? I think it could be something like Gerd's or Goldberg idea to begin with. Like, hey, this is how we bring her into the fold and we protect Elbaph forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's it, that may be a tough one. I don't know. I'm still working on that one. So, you guys tell me down in the chat. Do you think any of the new giant warrior pirates were in on the marriage proposal to Big Mom's Lola?
I think we might have to talk about that this week too. So we might have time for another video today, but then bring that one back on like Tuesday because that's a good one because it's like she was 5 when this happened, and then she's like what 45 when the proposal happens. So it's like obviously she has her name. She was on the Rocks Pirates. She moves past that. She gets her own territory and everything like that. And then Loki proposes for one of her daughters when like Loki's like her age, which is like okay, that's like normal, I guess, in royalty marriage proposals and stuff like that. But it don't seem conventional as far as like just meeting a person and falling in love. You know what I mean? It's like there's a tactic behind it. So it's like, what's your plan? Harding.
Stanson. Oh, Harding. Cool. No. Let's go with Harding. Harding, I think he's going to stick to kind of the elders' point of view.
I think that's his grandpa, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. I would have to go back and
look. Oh, I guess Eric would be his grandpa. Oh, wait. No. Because that whole spoiler thing was possibly not real.
but I think like at the end of the day, like Harding like that is like that's the elder of the village. So at the same time it's like he's everyone's grandpa or he's everyone's child.
Yeah.
Or father of some sort. So I think like he'll still be impacted similar to if he lost a father or a grandfather.
Yeah.
So I don't think he accepts it. I think he was raised to fall. Like he's a prince of Elbaph, so he was raised to the letter of the law. So once you're out, you're out. And he was 18 in the flashback, so he had quite a bit of time to remember and to have
and not really remember, like reminisce on it, like stew on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Much better. Yeah. I like that. And then. So I don't think he's forgiving Big Mom unless Big Mom saves Elbaph in some way from Loki, maybe. Who knows?
Goldberg. I mean, this could be like Goldberg's like complex, bro. Like why he got why he is the chef. Why he wants to make sure everybody's well fed because he's like it could get real bad real quick.
Ooh. Big Mom makes Goldberg have a dream in the future. That would be interesting. Okay.
Like make sure everybody's well fed and taken care of, kind of thing.
Stanson's one of the older ones in the crew.
Well, Stanson was wait, ain't that the guy that found her? Like with like that little hat with the Robin Hood hat kind of thing?
Oh, maybe. I know he. Yeah. I'd have to look. But he's seen here with Omon Kashi, so he's quite older.
You're right. That's him in the back.
So he's seen. So he's quite older. He's even older than it looks like than Omon Kashi here. So same thing. I don't think he's gonna view Big Mom as a problem, as a terror.
Oh, never mind. That's not even him. But yeah.
So I'm thinking Rhodes, Goldberg, and Gerd maybe are possible traitors amongst the crew. But I think somebody here has to be on Loki's side. So it's going to be interesting. And I don't know. I think Rhodes too obvious to be it, but I can see him definitely being it. Like, Oda's just writing it too obvious for me to be like, yeah, it's probably him. Like, I'm waiting for the twist. and that's why I think Gerd possibly maybe it.
But we'll see. What do you guys think below? That is the conversation for today. We're just going to be talking about the recap flashback for the new Giant Warrior Pirates before we really get introduced to them. We just met Saul again in the manga, so we're about to go back to the festival, and by the time we get back, I feel like there's going to be some dysfunction. So let's get everybody together and, what we know so far before, shit hits the fan. Yep, this is the Grand Line Gazette. We talk about One Piece all the time. Follow, like, subscribe, and share this with your friends, and we will be back next time.